Look at that view. 2019 YZF R3. Let's get it.
I told you that I was gonna, and I told you I never got it. Yeah. I told you that I was gonna make it, and I meant it. Yeah.
What's good, my peoples? Thank you for tuning in. This beautiful Sunday, amazing weather.
What's up?
They didn't wave at me. The second one did. Nonetheless, beautiful Lexington, Kentucky weather. And today I'm out riding, and I just want to kind of talk about the process of getting my bike, my baby, how I got her, the things I went through to get her, the trials and tribulations they tried to get me. They tried to get me. So yeah, I just want to kind of talk about that. So I will start off, first things first, by saying I always have wanted a motorcycle. Since before I can remember, everyone I've talked to, everyone who knows me knows that I wanted a motorcycle, because it's all I can freaking talk about. So I always watch the videos. I always, went and sat on the bikes at the dealerships, things like that, because I just wanted one. So the time came when I could finally get one. I could get my baby. So I jumped on it. So I went to my local dealership, Lexington, Kentucky. It's called Lexington Motorsports. And I went there, and I was sitting on a couple bikes. I'm 6'5". I'm a tall dude. Just a little bit. And I was sitting on a couple bikes, I didn't fit on everything. I knew I wanted a, beginner bike, but I can't fit on a lot of things, especially 250s, Ninja 250s, things like that. I wasn't working. I sat on this, the R3, and it didn't do me too bad. Like, it felt good. It still feels good. Like, this is a pretty good bike for its size. So nonetheless, I went in there. I sat on it. I told the lady, I said, yeah, I think this is the one. This is the one I want. It was a black bike I was sitting on. It was a black R3. And I said, yeah, I think I want this one. So let's get it popping. And she said, oh no, this was not an ABS model. Because I'm a beginner rider. I knew I wanted an ABS on there. And she said, no, this is not an ABS model. So I was like, eh. But she said, oh, we got one. We can put it together in the warehouse. It's an ABS model. We can do that for you. I said, oh, bet. So she runs back in her office, whatever. We get the paperwork going. I sign for it. I literally sign and do all that. And then she tells me, oh, wait, the bike is white. The bike in the warehouse is white. I said, wait, what? So I'm looking at the little picture and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, I can do the white. The white's not bad, but I really like that black model, but it wasn't ABS. Apparently she ain't had no black ABS model. So I said, okay, I can definitely do the white. That's fine, whatever. That's first. I leave the dealership. She says they're going to put it together in the warehouse. So I leave the dealership. I get a call maybe a couple days later, 3 days, a week later, whatever. And they're like, there's some cosmetic issues with the bike. Pulling it out the crate, we found some cosmetic issues. And let's put a little asterisk by cosmetic issues. So they said they're gonna have to order some new fairings for it. They can throw them on there. That's fine. They'll call me whenever the fairings come in. They can give me the bike as it is now, and then replace the fairings when they come in. I said, that's a bet. I'll probably drop the bike. I'm a new rider, whatever. It's good that you got some new fairings on the way for these cosmetic issues. So I said that's okay, and they continue putting the bike together. So the time comes, I finally get there, I can pick up the bike. I'm hyped. I'm ecstatic. It's wet that day, so it's like a rainy day. It wasn't raining at the time. Well, it was. I kind of waited it out. But nonetheless, it was wet. I didn't care about none of that. I wanted to go get my bike. So I got there. I got the video of me walking to go get it. It's a terrible video. I ain't even going to show you. It's me just walking in the dealership. But nonetheless, I found my baby there. I sit on it, and I pull off. With my new motorcycle. And I was riding back to the office. That's where I was taking it. I was so hyped on the ride back. I'm on a bike. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh man, I'm nervous too. I'm like, I'm on a bike. And I'm a man. So one thing men don't do is read the manual. It came with a little manual, pamphlet, whatever. I'm not about to read the manual. I figure it out. I took the MSF course. Go see my video about the MSF course. I took the course. What do I need? I'm good. So nonetheless, me not reading the manual led to me not necessarily knowing what the gauge meant. So there's a gauge. You obviously got your speed, your tachometer, your fuel indicator, you know, all that. You can see it. But this was the coolant temperature. There's one on there for the coolant temperature, and I clearly didn't know how to read it properly, because looking back, thinking back, watching footage from back, that thing was running hot. It was trying to tell me it's running hot, and I wasn't listening. So anyways, my coolant is running hot on my brand new bike, and I don't know it. So it leads to me driving downtown one night. So I get the bike. I think it's a Wednesday, maybe a Thursday. I'll put it up here. But I get the bike midweek, and by Saturday, it's smoking. I'm driving downtown. I pull over a little bit. I'm on the side, you know, it's stop and go, whatever, and it starts smoking straight out the engine. I said, oh man, I broke my bike. My brand new bike is smoking. Everybody's looking like, what is wrong with this dude's bike? I kid you not. They're like, it's not gonna explode, is it? I say, man, I hope not. I don't know. But I take it back. So like I said, it's a Saturday, so I gotta walk it now back. I'm pushing the bike back to the house. We get back to the house, it's Saturday, so Sunday, daylight, I go out there, I start looking. I'm like, what's going on with the bike? So anyways, I take off the side fairing where the smoke was coming from, the steam, and I noticed that the coolant reservoir, which it's telling me is running hot and has been running hot, the coolant reservoir, it busted. The tube busted, coolant came out. Once it hits the hot ass engine, it starts smoking, right? It's steaming. So I take it back that Monday. I'm like, yo, brand new bike. The coolant busted. Here's the picture of it busted, and it's overheating. Run them down the list of issues just like that. They're like, oh, okay, you know, we'll fix it. We'll take a look at it, give it here. Mind you, I got the bike midweek. This happened on Saturday. It's a brand new bike. So I'm like, okay, whatever, fix it. I had the bike 3 days, it smokes. They keep it for 3 weeks. Fixing it. They give it back to me, they say, okay, it's good, you can come pick it up. We good. Let me tell you what. I go and pick this bike up. The tube is fixed. They did fix the tube like they said. They didn't put no coolant in it. They didn't refill the coolant. It busted, coolant smoked out. They fixed the tube, didn't refill the coolant. They didn't wash off any of the coolant that had went everywhere. And the bike's still overheating. It may have been due to no coolant being in it. So I said, you know what, I'll take it upon myself. I'll put some coolant in the bike. I want to ride the bike, I'll put some coolant in there. So I take off everything, I put the coolant in there. I try to ride it, it's still overheating. I'm pissed. I'm like, man, what is going on? This is one day after I just got it. It's the same day. It's overheating still. So I look a little bit further, and guess what I see? Look at this. What you're looking at is the radiator. What the radiator does is it takes the coolant and it cools off the bike. Is it supposed to look like that? No, it's not. It's not supposed to look like that. So the radiator's busted. these cosmetic, let's go back to the asterisk. These cosmetic damages included a busted radiator. I'm going back, I'm coming through photos of when I just got the bike. You know, I take photos of it, whatever. And I'm pretty damn certain that that radiator was busted when I got the bike. Which leads to so many questions. Did they know the radiator was busted? How did the radiator get busted? Why am I driving a bike with a radiator busted if it's gonna overheat on me? So I've had the bike now 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. It hasn't been in my possession 3.5 weeks, and it's busted up. What is going on? So at this point, I take the bike back. I'm like, yeah, look at the radiator. It ain't supposed to be like this. Y'all didn't even put coolant in the bike. I mean, what is going on here? So they said, oh, that's all right. You know, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. So they keep the bike another 2 weeks. You know, replacing the radiator. They get the fairings in. They put the fairings on there. And they tell me another time. They say, come pick up the bike. Your bike is good to go. I ain't had my hopes up too high, but I went in there to pick up my bike. I take it back. I ride it for a little bit. It's cleaned off. There's coolant in there. It ain't overheating. So I'm like, you know what? I think this is a win. Mind you, there was bolts missing. They had whole parts missing. There's still parts missing. Like, they got the little side piece in here they took off. I don't know why it's gone. They have my chain guard gone. There's like bolts and screws and stuff just gone. And I don't understand. I just didn't understand. But nonetheless, it was driving good, so I was hyped. I could ride the bike. So I get on Amazon, I order a bolt kit. I can put the bolts in there. I call them up. They said the other fairing pieces that they forgot were came in, so they gave me those. I threw them on the bike, and I think we're pretty good now. It's still, like I said, got that one piece missing, which has no mention of, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna see that. But other than that, we good. We out here on the streets. All that to say that I do love this bike. It is my baby. Her name, Tina, like I said. Man, I love her. And I know we went through a lot. I know they tried to get me. But all that is trials and tribulations to get to where we are now is certainly not a mistake. And I think she loves me just like I love her. And we're going on, let me see. We're going on, no, 1,700 miles. Man. 1,700 miles on my baby. And like I said, she looks good now. I put a bunch of mods on there, like I changed the TST industry. There's also a mods video. Go watch the mods video. I put the TST industry lights on there and tail light and thing like that. Fender eliminator. When I took it back, I didn't want them to think anything weird, so I kind of put the OEM parts back on there every single time I took it back, just so they could have the OEM parts and whatever. I also thought that they were going to take the bike back, like replace it, so I didn't want my parts on there when that happened. But nonetheless, had to take them on and off a whole bunch. All that to say I know this bike intimately, and we've been through the most. But it's a beautiful day. She's riding beautiful. Thank you for making it through my rant. Just know that I'm hyped to be where I am with my bike now. We went through the most, and hopefully it's better days to come. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll holler at you next time.
What's up?
He waved at me a little bit better. Salute.